Hello there, everybody. I'm not going to go through the options menu for Delve Deeper because I kind of already went through it, but I suppose I can quickly click through it for you because that would make it nice and easy on you. So treasure options here, I've got them set to 5. Gameplay options here. I don't like limiting spawns. Audio is here. You have to click through like this to change. You can't like right click to go back. It's a little bit silly if you ask me. Video options, pathetic. So yeah, relics menu here, which is a collection of all the relics you have ever picked up. I have played a couple of games after I beat it because I uninstalled it, so I wanted to like have something to show, as it were. Levels, that's just your level editor. Like you click on a tile, you can do things like tunnels, free place, stuff like that. It's a little bit clunky because it's hard to navigate, so I don't necessarily recommend it, but I already talked about that. Controls, you can't rebind any of them, it's just like a menu. It's kind of designed for controller compatibility, which makes some of the controls a little bit unintuitive. But, okay, we're just going to jump straight into a game. I've got a fair amount to show you. Tower of Babel. Tombstone, the Great Pyramid, the Desert Divide, Stonewood Tree, Castle Mountain, Mothership, Mines of Mordia, Learning Curve, Kings of the Mountain, Hilltop, Walls of Ratmancy, Face Off. Okay, let's do Face Off. I'm going to be the green team, and I'm going to have Miner, Fighter, Fighter, Scout, Scout. No, I'm going to have you as a Miner. I only like having one Scout. Okay, so time to show you what the mechanics are all about. 2 teams enter, 1 team leads. You both get out safely, probably. This means a 5-pack of ale. Like, yep. So it's pretty simplistic as like maps go. Like it's not amazingly complicated, but the music's pretty cool. So basically, I can pick to either be here or here, depending on which one I prefer more, and then we sort of go through the map and pick everything out. So, yes. Let's have a look-see. So we've got 2 there, 2, I think that's 3, and then 5. This one has 2, 2, 3, 5. So it's the same. Small relic, big relic. I don't think it actually matters. I think they're pretty much symmetrical. But I'm going to start on the left because I like that one better. Okay, so on the first turn of on the beginning of every single turn, you get to put down a tunnel, and the tunnel types you can put down depend on basically what level you're on. So I don't have any tunnels that connect to stone, so I can't put down a stone tunnel. I can only put down a dirt tunnel. And dirt tunnels only go in dirt layers, which this colour, stone only goes in this level, and deep only goes in this level. So it's a bit like Tetris at this point, which I did mention in the review. So I'm going to pick this piece and stick it here, so I can get straight into this vein of cave. It also exposes whatever's on that tile, and sometimes it's random and sometimes it's not. I've not found any particular pattern to it, but I haven't played a huge amount of the game recently. So yeah. There are 3 types of dwarves. These guys are miners. They have 300 health, 2 attack, and 4 speed. They're basically the middle. They're the most average of all. Then you have warriors, and these have 500 health, 3 attack, and 3 movement. They also only have 4 inventory, but miners have 6. So you can see that they're slower and can carry less, but they do way more damage, and they're far more durable. So we're going to put McPherson down there, because that's the most likely place to be attacked. McDougal, we're also going to put down there, because like I said, most likely place to be attacked. McDuff, who's our other miner, we're going to put over here. And then McDuck. Now, scouts have 3 inventory spaces, 1 attack, 200 health, but 6 movement. So basically the idea of the scout is that, well, he's a scout. So he's quicker, but he doesn't have anywhere near the kind of offensive ability that everyone else does. Luckily, I was able to grab this, and so I'm just going to actually... I'm not going to stay there because that's a queen slime, and queen slimes are particularly dangerous. I'm actually going to move back up here. so I can immediately deposit this next level. End turn. So at the end of every turn, you mine your resources effectively. And then the enemy takes their turn. You do see the enemy's turns as well. I can see why some people might not like that, but it does also show you their inventory and, you know, their relative health and stuff, so it can be quite useful to get an idea of like how strong the enemy team is. So he picked up the 2 diamonds that are on his side too. Oh, and he picked up the relic, which is interesting. If I'm lucky, the slime will go for him and he'll die to it, so I can pick up his stuff. Oh, he is! You also see the enemies, right? So that slime is now going to attack this. Combat's all automated, so I don't do anything, I just watch it go out. But their red scout is going to get murdered. Woohoo! This means they didn't pick up any treasure from that, but I did. As you can see now, because I'm in part of stone level, I can now build stone tunnels. Interesting fact, you don't have to build the tunnels actually where you are. For example, if I can build a stone tunnel in anywhere where this stone tunnel can actually go, I don't have to build it there. I don't have to build it in my network of tunnels, I can build it wherever I want. Which means you can, in theory, unleash monsters onto your enemy. But that may not be the best idea, and I'll tell you why later. So, I'm actually not going to do that immediately. I'm going to put a dirt tunnel down. I'm going to go for, I think, I reckon it would be best to... See, the only problem is, like, here, for example, is where I want to put the tunnel. It's this little space in the middle of the screen here. And you don't have this particular tunnel I want for this particular layout, so I don't know if it'll let me put dead ends in. So let's give it a go. It's not going to let me. Okay, so I can't do it. Basically, I can't do what I want to do, which is sucky. So instead, I'm going to go for the alternative, which is this. And I'm going to put this here. Okay, so McGregor has 1 gold. He will now pick up one of these relics in the middle here. Hopefully it's not a mimic. Mimics are horrible. It isn't a mimic. I'm very, very lucky. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be as sneaky as possible, grab this relic and start mining this, and hopefully be able to move over here and grab the scout stuff before he respawns. Because if I'm lucky, he won't come back to life next turn. He should be out of it next turn, which gives me enough time to nick his stuff and run off. Which is rather cheeky. You see, what happens is, whenever a guy picks something up, right? Whenever, supposing, like, I pick up this gold and I die, I drop the gold. Which means that a really sort of sneaky and effective way to win is to stop the other guys getting back to their base and kill them for their loot. It's a scum move, but it works. So, I've heard worse ideas. When you get back to here and you end your turn, these guys are going to mine, they place lanterns so you can see as well. All your loot gets deposited. So I've deposited 4 gold because diamonds are worth 2. Regular gold is worth 1, and like there's ore platinum down there, I believe it's worth either 3 or 4. I haven't actually got to it in any of the games I've played because it's quite difficult and generally not worth it. I might do this game though. It really does depend. So we've got 1 there, 2 there, but that's for the enemy, so we don't want them to win. Aha! Evil slime! But this is ideal. 2 warriors should be able to take out an injured queen. Slime. Yep. So all combat is automated, and then my combat should be automated. Yep, there we go. As you can see, easily cutting through this slime, barely taking any damage. And all monsters drop loot, for the most part. Which is lovely. That's not lovely. That is the opposite of lovely, however, because that scout is completely undefended. And that means I run a good risk of being horribly murdered next turn, which is the exact opposite of what I want to happen. So I'm going to grab a tunnel here. I want, actually, this particular formation, which is my most commonly used formation because of how useful it is. Right, I need resources, but I also need to live. I'm going to go down here first, and I'm going to grab the 3 gems he dropped, go over here, see if I can pick up some more loot. Then I'm actually going to head back up because he's got all of his stuff, he's picked everything up, and now he can go. McPherson, on the other hand, he'll pick everything up he can, but he can go straight back because, you know, he's full up. So it can be risky to load a dwarf down with so much stuff, but since their scout is the only one who can move to attack me next turn, and he's only got 1 health, I'll be fine. So I'm actually going to be a bit sneaky. Grab this guy's relic, and then go back up here, in case the scout decides to attack either of us. This guy's only got 1 resource, though. And McDuck, he's in an awkward position. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move McDuck down here. He can pick up the relic and grab another gold resource while he's down here, which means he's more useful than he was before. And Macduff, who's our other miner, can actually go down here and harass their scout a little, which hopefully won't come back to bite me in the ass. End turn. So we put our lanterns down, I grab that gem node, I grab that gold, his scout's immediately in combat. And if his miner doesn't come down to fight, oh, he's gonna, no he isn't, he's gonna go over here. Fine by me. Right, so I kill his scout, and then his miner versus my miner and warrior. Which isn't going to go well for him, because warriors are supposed to do damage. So, yep, his warrior is dead, and I'm mining up quite nicely. Jack's Primitive Essence. Right. So they actually just... So, these are tiles. Right, so these guys, these beholders here, that's what they're called, they sell your relics. So if you're picking up a lot of relics and you want to sell them off quickly, you can go here. These guys, I believe, deposit your gold. So you go to one of these, you can deposit your gold, and these guys heal you. So effectively, they perform all the functions of the base, but in 3 separate tiles. It means that if you're going down into the depths, you don't have to go all the way back up to the surface to do it. So it can be very, very useful. And it can be completely pointless. It really does depend on how lucky you are in the game on that particular session. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have one of these, and I'm going to stick that there, which connects me again to the beholders. Right, so you are going to go... Right, you have to go and fight these dudes. Because there's no alternative at this point, because the only way to get to the base is to go through here. McPherson is also going to join in. This is annoying because it's really going to hold up my loot gathering, as it were. And I can't get McDoodle there, so it's going to have to just be the 2 of them. Macduff fought a brave battle with a scout, and he won. So I'm going to have him move to the gold node at the moment, because I can't bring him into battle. I'm going to leave the scout there, though, I think. Oh, is that only 1 on there? Yeah, I'm actually going to move him here. He can mine that node and kill those slimes. Right, I have to hope these guys don't die. I don't think they're going to die. It can be a bit hairy. You can't affect the outcome of these battles. You just have to wait. But I think based on their team composition, they're probably going to die. Which is lovely. It means I win. And winning is the best part of this game. Yep. Boom. Okay, not boom. Right. Everyone's dead. I win! Yay! So that's another gold mine. That's another gold mine. Oh, they actually... Did they put a tunnel in my territory? I can't check yet, but I think they may have done. Which could be helpful or bad. You can actually give your enemies bad tunnels, so that they're like forced out of getting resources. It's rather tricky to do, but it is possible. They did! They actually gave me a tunnel, which is actually really helpful. Because it means I don't have to go all the way around here, I can just go straight down. So they may have actually unwittingly or wittingly helped me. Which is quite nice, actually. Thank you, enemy team. Yep, so there we go. We'll put another tunnel in there. Excellent. Now we get to return to base with all our loot. Since all 3 dwarves now return with completely full pockets. I'm actually not going to mine anymore. I'm going to grab some of this and head back. And McDuck can do exactly the same thing and head back, which means everyone's at base, which means we'll get 5 lots of loot deposited and 5 relics. So 10, 5, 5, 8 and 3, and we got a plus 10 gold relic. I'm over it, so that's nothing. That's a plus 4 gold relic, that's a plus 3 gold relic, and that's a plus 10 health relic. See, so now on turn 5 we're on 52 and the enemy's on 2. So this is a good time to talk about sort of balance. The game is quite luck based in a way. you can put all your dwarves on the best mines, you can pick up as many relics as possible, and you could get just a bunch of terrible relics and lose horribly. Or you can be very lucky and just get a bunch of really, really good relics and not have that problem. Like, these guys have got 9. They've not done anything wrong except try and attack me, which is pretty dumb, all things considered. But, you know, they haven't done anything actually terribly wrong. So for the most part, it's a lot about luck. I picked up the big relic in the middle of the map, which is, you know, arguably the best early game treasure start you can possibly have. I cleared out a large amount of the veins, and now I'm going to move down here. So, in terms of balance, it can be a bit, I'd say, tricky, because it's hard to know if you're lucky or the game or the map is just built that way sometimes. I would imagine building on the map, playing on the maps quite a lot would probably alleviate this feeling. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm just incredibly lucky. And, like, I've gotten the best possible haul I could have had. Like, there's no way it could have gone any worse. And it's brilliant, don't get me wrong, but it does feel sometimes a little bit too good. If that makes sense. Like, sometimes it can feel like I just got so lucky that it's now practically impossible to lose. For example, we're about halfway through the game. I have a score lead of 41 points. Like, the chances of me losing from this position are actually incredibly low, as you can probably imagine, because I am 41 points in the lead, and a lot of their guys got really badly hurt. So they're healed now, but it set them back a lot because I stole their loot as well, because I'm a dick. So, in terms of, like, ability to recover from this position, I've basically won at this point. Like, I haven't actually won. There's still quite a possibility that I'll lose. Like, McDuck might run into a mimic down here. I'm hopefully that isn't a mimic. Please don't be a mimic. It's not. But you can see the problem. Like, I've got really lucky. And so I'm probably not going to lose. In fact, the chances are they'll stumble around, mine some more minerals, and I'll win. Because I'm so far ahead at this point, I'm very unlikely to lose. Also, I'm not going to show you the whole game. I'm probably going to stop in a couple of turns. Because, like, showing you a whole game can take a bit of time. It's already been about 20 minutes, which is, I think, gives you a decent enough idea of, like, what the game's like, because the game doesn't change. The only thing you won't see is the end score screen. And honestly, that's not a big deal, if you ask me. And I'm the guy making the video, so what I say goes, really. So yeah, it's really fun. It's really interesting. I like how the game handles a lot of the mechanics. They're really, really good. Like, I like the whole random treasure aspect too. I like the almost encouragement to do, like, delve deeply and greedily to get the best possible rewards. Because, hey, I think more games need that kind of incentive, honestly. Like, sometimes there just really needs to be an incentive to be a greedy bastard. And this game has nailed it down. So, we're gonna grab some more minerals. We get a +5 and a -5. See? You see what I mean? Like, there are bad relics and good relics. So, we moved 2 people to the relic, which is kind of a wasted turn because they couldn't get resources. And we got a good relic and then a bad relic, which immediately cancelled it out. So we're still halfway through the game, we're stuck at the same amount of turns. But yeah, I'm going to stop here now. I think that's enough of a preview, and based on my review too, which covered more the technical aspects and for the first impressions and stuff like that, and this covers the actual physical gameplay, which is going to come in really handy. So yeah, you've now got fully experience of everything. That's basically. So yes, I would heartily recommend this game. It is very, very good, very well executed. It's also pretty cheap, as far as I remember, which is also good, because sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of an inexpensive game to spend time and money on. Well, not money, but time. I mean, not every game is going to be extremely expensive and always worth your money. But it's really nice to occasionally run into a little title like this that's cheap, awesome, really effective, with a nice mechanics, and that just really works well. And this is it. This is a very solid game, is what I'd say. It's very, very solid. So yeah, this has been Dwarven Delve. No, Dwelve. This has been Dwarven Delve and me. And yeah, I will see you in the next video.